So what do top Formula One drivers like Daniel Ricciardo, Lewis Hamilton, Sebastian Vettel, and Mick Schumacher have in common? They jump rope, dude. They're jump rope dudes.
Not a big deal. They probably saw our channel and were like, let's do it.
So in today's video, we're going to touch on why jumping rope in Formula One is so popular, and then some of the other things that these athletes do to stay in shape so that they can win big on race day. You might expect people that do football, basketball, surfing, skating, or something like boxing to definitely use jump rope just because those are very physical sports. But when it comes to being a race car driver, not everyone initially assumes that these athletes need to be in the best peak physical condition, which could not be further from the truth. In fact, current Formula One drivers have a very similar physique to the one that we promote on this channel. They are fit, athletic, strong, and agile, but they are a bit slimmer due to the weight restrictions of the F1 car. Additionally, things like jump rope and strength and conditioning training for these Formula One athletes have come a long way since previous generations of F1 drivers. A great example of this is that you have some of the best drivers in the world competing for podiums and still getting victories at older ages. You have guys like Sebastian Vettel, who's 35, Lewis Hamilton, who's 37, and Fernando Alonso, who are 41, and they're, like I said, still some of the top competitors in the sport. So why do drivers need to be in peak physical condition? What specifically about this sport makes that a requirement? In a recent interview with Ellen, Daniel Ricciardo lays out exactly why these drivers need to be in peak physical condition, and it comes down to GForce. Now, I'm not going to get all scientific with you because I can't explain it in science anyway. Basically, what he's talking about is that when they're whipping around turns at 150 to 200 miles an hour, there are these things called G-forces, which is basically the force of the car spinning around, trying to literally throw them out of the car. And so they need to have insane neck and core stability to be able to not only remain inside of the car and hold on, but to be able to focus when they're going that fast so they don't crash. Just to put this into perspective, F1 drivers, just like fighter pilots, need to train their necks to withstand G-forces. While fighter pilots can experience up to 7 to 8 Gs, usually it's only for a couple seconds. F1 drivers experience the Gs almost constantly throughout a lap until the end of the race. So their ability to perform at a high physical level must be top tier at all times. There was a recent example of how exhausting a race can be from the perspective of a rookie driver. So Nick DeVries was called last minute to drive in a full-length race lasting over 1.5 hours. At the end of the race, he couldn't even get out of the car and needed assistance to do so. That goes to show you the extreme forces these drivers are faced with during a race, and also the extreme conditioning they need to go through to ensure that they're safe on race day. So we know these guys use jump rope, but what about jump rope makes it so beneficial for them? So first of all, it's a total body workout. These guys are about to sit in a car for 1.5 to 2 hours going really, really fast. So jumping rope is a great way to loosen up all of their muscles and joints and make sure they're nice and warm to prepare to sit around for a very long time, basically. And it can also help prevent things like muscle cramping and spasms, which again can obviously happen when you're sitting in a car for a while. Jump rope also is amazing for your cardiovascular health, which is super important because these guys need to remain extremely calm and control their breathing while they're under high amounts of stress. Because these guys are driving around a track at extremely high speeds, being alert is super, super important, and jump rope is a great way to help with that just because you're trying to match the skipping of the rope with the correct timing of jumping over it. To piggyback off that, it also helps to improve your focus, which again is just important when you're in a car going really fast. And last but not least, obviously jump rope is a great way to burn calories and stay fit, and it's important for these guys to stay slim and agile so they can fit inside of the car for long periods of time. Now, I'm not going to get super deep into nutrition on this video, but nutrition and having a good diet with whole foods and all that kind of stuff that we talk about is super important just because in this same interview with Ellen, Daniel Ricciardo talks about how drivers can lose up to 8 to 10 pounds per race. So having a good regimen of not overeating, but obviously making sure you're eating enough healthy, nutrient-rich food is very important. As I did a little bit more digging, I found that these drivers also do things like weightlifting, boxing training, cycling, high-intensity workouts, and just a lot of other things to stay in the best peak physical condition for this sport. So even if you're not a Formula One driver, you're not a pro athlete, you don't do anything like that, but you still are interested in losing weight, getting more fit, just improving your life, I highly encourage you guys to check out jumpropedudes.tv. That's our app. That's where we have all of the JRD programs set up in kind of like a Netflix style a la carte, do them as you want. We have a community forum that I'm always in, giving accountability and coaching and things like that, along with other community members who are on that same weight loss journey. We have videos about nutrition, specifically how much to eat. We have recipes, all this kind of stuff that's going to help you just improve your life through simple, enjoyable workouts with your body and jump rope. So that's Charity TV. It's linked up in the description below. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it as always. And don't forget to keep doing the thing.